We've been using and loving Literary Adventures for Kids for about a year now, and so today I thought I would share a little bit about it, what it is, how it works, and why we're loving it. About this time last year, I was looking ahead to having two in high school at the same time for the first time and thinking about ways that I could simplify our homeschool and make some easy picks for it. So I was sharing this with a friend, and she suggested these book studies because they're entirely hands-off and there are enough titles that we could use it all the way through high school. A one and done decision? Yes, please. So if you are looking for an easy pick or something different, stay tuned because that's what today's video is all about. And you'll definitely want to stay tuned to the end of the video because I have a special coupon code just for my audience. Now, chances are you are not familiar with this program, so let's talk about it. Each book is a month-long study that is entirely online. And along with the literature book, the reading itself, there is grammar and writing and spelling and activities. There are book choices starting from elementary all the way through high school. And if you are someone who likes to host book clubs, whether it's in your family or with friends, Tricia also includes activities and food suggestions to go along with each book, which I think is a really fun idea, even though we're not a book club kind of family. So why do I consider it an easy pick and why are we loving it? Number one, obviously it's done for you. That was one of the things that really drew me to it. My inclination with literature, and as I talk about in the other video, is that mostly, especially when my kids are younger, my goal is just to get them to read and enjoy what they're reading. So I like to hand them a book and we'll have some discussions and we'll talk about characters and plot and all of those literary devices. But that's really it. I'm not one to go deep into it. Part of that is I just don't have the creativity, and I just struggle with coming up with really good questions that really help analyze stories. And while I could hand that off to a lot of other curriculum, what inspires me with Tricia's done for you approach is that her goal is really to keep that magic of reading alive in your kids. And a lot of other curriculum, yes, it's good that it focuses on analysis and all of that stuff, but when it comes to literature, I really just want my kids to enjoy what they're reading. And Tricia does that, even with her grammar and spelling, all of that. The focus is still on keeping the joy of books. And that brings me to reason number two why we are loving this: the distractions. One of the ways that Tricia keeps that joy of reading is that while she does do the grammar and the analysis and comprehension questions, what else she does includes all of these little rabbit trails to round out the story and bring a lot of interest to it. Some of the activities, these little side trails that we've done, include folding origami stars with Number the Stars, designing a perfect community with Animal Farm, and walking around Europe via Google Maps as we read Frankenstein and we were learning about the geography of Europe. Now, if you're like me, when you're short on time, you might feel tempted to skip these, but please don't. Not only do they help round out the book and give context to the time and place in which the story was written, but they also break up the monotony of reading and analyzing and such, especially for your high schooler who might spend a good chunk of their day doing the boring kind of work. And reason number three that I think Literary Adventures for Kids is an easy pick for your homeschool is that you can really design your year the way you need it to be, the way your homeschool needs it to be, and the way your kiddo needs it to be. If you don't want to make a bunch of decisions, then choose one of the pre-made bundles and be done with it. But if you want to design a year around banned books or female authors, or to reflect or coordinate with the history that you're also doing, you can do that as well. Last year, I grabbed the British Literature bundle for Ben, but it has 10 titles, so rather than try to do it all in one year, we're spreading it out over his junior and senior year. Done with his literature for the rest of high school. Now for Matthew, he's a different kind of kiddo who enjoys these but doesn't want to fill his year with it. And so we just have grabbed random titles here and there and spaced them out with the rest of his literature. And that's something that I think is really good about this, is that if you've got a regular program that you enjoy for literature, but you just want to have something to break it up, you can take a month and do that. That is super easy to implement. You're not committing to a big semester-long project, or if you've got just a time when you need something different because of outside demands, this is a great program to use because you can do it all on the go. Matthew is getting ready to head into busy season for musical theater, and so that's when we're going to implement this because he can do it while we're driving around. Now, if you're ready to add a easy pick to your homeschool, whether for the year or as a one-off, you can save 20% with the code BREAK. Coupon code does not expire. I will have a link down there, and I'll see you in the next video.